Today's video is sponsored by Squarespace. If you need a website, go to squarespace.com/Heaton. As a landscape photographer who likes to explore new places and enjoy the beautiful countryside on offer here in the UK, I will take any excuse to get out and explore new places, especially when it involves driving my van to locations that are a bit more difficult to reach. So when I got invited out on another green laning camping trip, I couldn't say no. What could be better than a trip out in my van with good friends, exploring the countryside, finding new photography locations, and camping beneath the stars? Little did I know that this time I would be pushing my camper van a little bit too far.
This is the very start of the day, the start of the trip. I don't know if you can tell, I'm shaking.
This is the notorious H lane in Cumbria, capable of destroying the most seasoned green laner, let alone me, in a camper van. I had no idea that I would be expected to tackle something this challenging on my second ever trip out on the green lanes, and believe it or not, this is a public road. You see, green laning isn't actually off-roading. These are all legal roads. They just haven't been classified as an A road or a B road, which can make them a little bit more challenging to drive, as we are going to find out in this video.
So this isn't a 4x4 channel by any stretch of the imagination. This is a photography channel. The reason I got the Delica was so that, I could handle bad weather, snow, the odd track, the odd gravel track here and there. I was promised nice scenic lanes, bit of camping, hanging out with friends. There's always a twist, always a twist. I think this is probably the first of many. There we go. It's gonna get bumpy. The problem is, I love my van. And I don't want to do any damage to it. I know I said I don't mind it being a bit rough around the edges, but I just don't want to do any unnecessary damage. We're stuck.
But not for very long. With a few pointers from the more experienced YouTuber, The Northern Explorer, we were back on our way with nothing but the open road ahead of us. This is Kieran, the organiser. Great guy, but me and him don't share the same views on the severity of these green lanes. Anyway, with his help and guidance, we were back on our way, and this time it would last longer than 50 yards.
Oh, what a view! What a view!
So with these last few obstacles negotiated, we had nothing but the open road ahead of us, relaxing lanes, beautiful views, and everything that I wanted from my green laning experience. Except it wasn't. There was one final twist in the plot, one final obstacle that sat between us and our beautiful campsite for the evening.
So we've just had a lovely lane, probably the last one of the day. Beautiful, really nice gravel road, hard surface. And at the very end of it, we're literally, like 50 yards from the end of the lane. And look at what obstacle presents itself. It never ends. I just want to get to camp and have some food, I think, because this bit's going to be stressful.
This is a Toyota Hilux, one of the toughest and most capable vehicles known to man, with one of the toughest and most capable drivers behind the wheel. And look at it, stuck solid in the mud. But what's that behind it? Yeah, that's me, that's my little Delica, and I'm up next. So, after Tom winched himself out of the mud, it was my turn, and I had very little faith.
𝐼𝐧𝐿ux is out. Now it's my turn. I don't know why you're sideways, probably because I'm too nervous to think about camera work.
So I decided to try and avoid the massive mud pit and actually use the narrow Delica to my advantage and drive around the side. But unfortunately this didn't quite go to plan as my wheel got dragged down into a deep rut and I was stuck. Stuck solid and going nowhere. Well, I guess it was inevitable that I would have to be rescued at some point, and I think today we have pushed this van much further than it's capable of. And with seemingly no damage, it was time to go to camp.
We got towed out of the mud. Again, I need to reiterate this isn't my idea of fun. The whole lane was perfect until that bit. Not something I would voluntarily do. But now, as the sun begins to set, we are off to find camp.
So it turns out the Delica had sustained some damage, and when being pulled out of the mud, the front bumper got dislodged, and you can just see it here in this clip. Now that front bumper, although it doesn't look much, was now obstructing the wheel, which meant I couldn't drive the van without the risk of the bumper being ripped clean off. But thanks to the mechanical know-how of John and Kieran, who are currently underneath the van, they managed to do quite an impressive on-road repair, which meant we could continue on to our campsite and finally relax for the evening.
That's dinner cooked. Got some chicken, avocado and spinach wraps. Very healthy, very tasty. I'm dressed like this because the midges are out, so I'm trying to cover as much of my skin as possible. But for now, I'm just going to go sit by the campfire with many more chicken wraps and enjoy a nice, relaxing evening. Absolutely done in. Too much stress. Too much stress for me. That's why I like photography so much. Just relax, man. I'm so tired. I'm gonna go to bed. So I will see you all in the morning.
Now this is what I had hoped for from green laning. Scenic drives, endless views, new photography locations to explore, and a relaxing way to see the remote corners that the UK has to offer. I'll take this over chassis bashing, van swallowing mud and rocks any day of the week. This is just glorious.
So I've just peeled off away from the group. That's me done now. It's been a fantastic couple of days, although as I've whinged on many times in this video, yesterday I didn't enjoy it. The van got pushed too hard. I've done a little bit of damage, although it's all superficial, nothing major, nothing even noticeable to be honest. And yeah, we arrived at camp late and just yesterday was too much, but today was phenomenal. Today's what I want from this van, like the nice gravel tracks, beautiful views, and lovely scenery, nice and gentle, and just a nice little adventure. That's what I'm after. So there we go. I'm sorry I didn't get more photography done. It's difficult when you're in a convoy. I can't always stop and get the camera out, and my best opportunity was last night at camp, but we arrived really late so that it was dark when we arrived, so that's a shame. But nonetheless, I hope you've had plenty of entertainment seeing me struggle up some quite gnarly lanes here in the UK. Yeah, hope you were entertained. I wasn't. But anyway, I'm gonna leave it here. I'm gonna call it a day. So thank you for watching. Thank you to the sponsor Squarespace. If you don't know who Squarespace are, they're an all-in-one website building platform. So if you need a website for a photographer or a 4x4 drive, you need a nice gallery, a contact page, maybe you want to have an online store or something like that, even register a domain, you can do it all through Squarespace, and you can build a website using a drag and drop system, which is really intuitive and really simple, and they look fantastic. They look incredibly professional. So if you don't know anything about coding and you don't want to hire like a web designing company to do it all for you, so that you have a bit more control, I definitely recommend Squarespace. So go to squarespace.com/Heaton and give it a free try. And if you like your free trial, use the offer code Heaton for 10% off your first purchase. And if you get stuck, they've got 24/7 customer support. Or just do what I do and go onto YouTube, watch a couple of videos, and you will knock out a website in no time. So there we go, that's this week's video. Basically me moaning and getting stuck. Maybe that'll be the title. Right, anyway, I'm going home. So I'll see you all next week.